What's up, guys? We have a news segment that we want to share with you. You guys already know police are not the greatest people on earth, so we have no choice but to show how they act towards the people. So
you don't see it often, but a Green Country police officer found himself in handcuffs last night. He's accused of pawning equipment owned by the Inola Police Department. 2 News Oklahoma's Douglas Braff asked local law enforcement how this could have happened.
Here's what cameras captured Wednesday night. Rogers County deputies arrested Isaiah Roberts. Roberts used to work here at the Inola Police Department, but the Rogers County Sheriff's Office says he took several items from here and pawned them off.
this kind of shit's not new. He just got caught. Cops do this shit all the time. There's a cop in Arvin, California, chief of police, Alex Gazarian Gazalpour. This guy changed his last name because he was fired and charged for stealing money at a department. What's probably going to happen with this cop is he might end up going into this like probationary period where he can become a reserve officer, and then they're going to let him get his license to become a cop back. It's possibly what's going to happen because that's what happened here nearby. Alex Gazarian Gazalpour, chief of police of Arvin, California, has actually been arrested, charged, convicted of stealing money from the department. And how the fuck did he become chief of police somewhere else? So this cop right here is possible that he's going to become chief of police in a small town near you. Let's keep watching.
2 days ago, Isaiah Roberts made an application to the Rogers County Sheriff's Office for a position as a detention officer. He was interviewed.
Sheriff Scott Walton tells me they started a background investigation and found Roberts had a history of pawning items.
One of the items that he pawned was an expensive night vision type scope for a rifle that belonged to the Inola Police Department. So obviously red flag shoots up.
The sheriff tells me Roberts stopped by the county courthouse here on Wednesday thinking he was going to get that job, but he could not have been more wrong. Instead, Sheriff Walton says Roberts found himself in handcuffs. The affidavit says he admitted to IPD to having the scope on Wednesday. What's more, Walton tells me the background check found other red flags. Roberts' driver's license was suspended several times, and he'd off.
And pay attention to the chief or I don't know if it's the sheriff or whatever, but pay attention to what he says. You guys aren't going to believe this shit.
Be late on child support payments.
How did Inola Police Department not know about this?
I don't think it's my business to address how they do background checks, but
It's not your business to address how they do background checks on hiring police officers. Okay.
I can tell you that it was not long into this background check that our investigator found these red flags, and they only got rid of it.
Inola Police Chief Cliff Stevens backed out of an on-camera interview we scheduled for Thursday, saying he was getting requests from many different outlets. Instead, he tells me he plans to send a news release vetted by the city's attorney.
How does somebody get away with this?
It certainly showcases a flawed system that somebody can stay in this position and go from one agency to another and have a track record like this.
Hell
Walton
yeah.
tells me if local law enforcement were paid more, then they'd maybe see fewer cases like this.
Wait a minute. They want to pay more? So you mean to tell me that if we just start giving away free money to the people that crime is going to go away? The fucking logic does not make sense. It's stupid. And cops always try to use shit like this for themselves, but not for the people. The people don't get that privilege, that mentality, that thinking like this, right? Throw more money at cops so that the thieves won't steal. I can't make this shit up.
And go from one agency to another and have a track record like this.
Walton tells me if local law enforcement were paid more, then they'd maybe see fewer cases like this.
We done the profession of law enforcement a favor yesterday.
Roberts faces 1 count of embezzlement. In Rogers County, Douglas Braff, 2 News, Oklahoma.
He will become the chief of police somewhere, folks, in the future. So watch out for that. Let's read some comments. I've worked for really low wages before. Never compelled me to be a thief. He ran out of confiscated crack. Trash in, trash out. Law enforcement's motto. Makes you wonder how many around the country are behind the wheel of a department vehicle with a suspended driver's license. Can you imagine these guys standing in traffic court next to a defendant in front of a judge, and they themselves drove to court on a suspended license? Dumb, dishonest, bad, deadbeat, dad, and driver's license suspended most likely for DUIs. Sounds like typical cop to me. To serve and protect. America, your police departments are out of control. No shit. I never heard of checking pawn shops as part of a pre-employment background check. Great idea. So let me get this straight. If we pay police more, we will get more trustworthy police department? Sounds like extortion to me. Yeah, exactly. Only one charge that will somehow get dismissed and he'll be employed by another department? Exactly, William Bell. Exactly. Just ask Alex Gazarian, aka Gazalpour, out of Arvin, California, the chief of police. He actually changed his fucking last name. He says that that's always been his name, Alex Gazarian Gazalpour. But his whole career he used Alex Gazarian. A dirty ass cop, charged convicted, stealing money and all that shit, and now he's a chief of police. So yeah, this cop will become chief of police somewhere. I'm sure another local law enforcement agency will be more than happy to hire this fine man here shortly. No shit. I'm a retired big city urban cop. Fun fact, many of these little rural PDs pay just above fast food wages. Surprise, you get fast food workers with badges. You idiot. Why the fuck did you apply then? You know what I'm saying? You aren't lying. 15 and 20 an hour. Laugh a lot. I'm in Chicago area. Cops make over 6 figures. I left law enforcement in 2007. Senior patrol officers were just under 100K at my agency. Virtually every officer had at least a bachelor's degree. Many, like myself, had a master's. One had his JD. We had 86 sworn officers. You weren't getting promoted above sergeant without a master's. We had serious street crime, but also complex white-collar crime. We needed officers proficient in Excel. Once a thief, always a thief. I agree. Well, you said it. It's a flawed system when they hop from one county to another. I do not agree with his statement that this wouldn't have happened if they were paid more. Being a thief is a choice. Don't blame a salary on thieving. Fuck yeah, Heather Clote. Yes, I agree with you. He just a common thief, and that's all these police departments are hiring. He has a drug habit. It's just like a thief saying, give me more money or I'll steal. Except the cop has a badge and a gun and is above the law. No shit, right? This is a massive problem, and this is something that they're not even really talking about on the news segment. And from you go to the news segment, and it says, insulting Inola police officer arrested for allegedly pawning equipment. That's fucking lazy work. KJRH TV, Tulsa Channel 2. That's laziness. You provide no phone numbers to the department so that we can fucking call. You don't even provide the cop's name in the description or in the pinned comment or anything. And you guys said the name in the news segment, but it doesn't really tell us much. I mean, if you want the people to redress your grievances, that's why mainstream news is dying out. Because, for instance, you guys call the cops the authorities. Who the fuck are the authorities of? You guys? Because they tell you what you can and cannot say?
Rogers County deputies arrested Isaiah Roberts. Roberts used to work here at the Inola.
Isaiah Roberts, goddamn thief, future chief of police, right? Just ask Alex Gazarian Gazalpour how he did it, and you'll get the job too. All right, guys, that's it for now.